Hi, and welcome to a new series that I'm doing that is called 3 a.m. Thoughts because I genuinely just have a lot of thoughts about stuff at 3 a.m. and I feel like I want to share this with you guys, and it especially comes from my sort of nightly doom scroll. But for this one, I noticed that I was getting a lot of a certain type of content coming up in my feeds. That was a lot of furniture restoration videos, a lot of thrifting videos, a lot of home decoration videos, and a lot of home renovation videos, especially ones focusing on like paint stripping or peeling back tile or other types of sort of revealing the older features of a house. And in my mind, I was like, wow, why am I suddenly getting these? I love them. Don't get me wrong. It is incredibly satisfying to watch, paint be stripped off of a dresser or whatever. But I thought, why is this becoming such a big thing right now? And of course, like, on the one hand, what's old is new, right? Trends cycle out every, 10, 15 years. The stuff that was big, 20 years ago plus is just coming back into fashion. But that's not all of it. That's not why it's having such a big moment right now, right? And I think if you're living in the modern era with not a ton of money, you're probably wanting something like what I have back there. Nice little Lego set. What you probably want is a more maximalist aesthetic. Because we're all broke. We're all really broke. And having things around us that we own, is a really difficult thing to sort of feel like you can achieve right now. Everybody's renting. I'm in my apartment that I rent. Nobody owns their car. Nobody, owns anything. We all just, borrow. We pay for stuff that we can kind of use for a bit. We have streaming services, all that stuff. We don't own things as much anymore. So I think the aesthetic of having a lot of little things that you own or having a house that you can customize is becoming really popular because people look at those things and they have like tangible things and they're like, oh yeah, I own that. And then of course combined with sort of nostalgia for an older period of time before things went totally to shit, is also really powerful. And I think that's kind of why these things are coming back into fashion, and are so popular. Thrifting is getting so huge, with younger folks these days because, well, I mean, it's what we can afford, but also, in contrast to the minimalism style that was so popular in the early 2000s because purchasing power was at an all-time high and everybody had too much stuff, was being sold too much stuff and was sick of it. That's what I think.